Hello students, we are starting a new chapter, that is ratio and proportion. Let us try to understand the basics in this video. Imagine you and your friend bringing tiffin to your school. Alright, let us assume that that's you and that is your friend. Okay, and let us say you have brought 3 rotis as tiffin, and your friend has brought 4 rotis for her tiffin. Okay, so you have brought 3 rotis and your friend has brought 4 rotis. So I can compare, right? You can say that your friend has brought 1 more roti than you. Alright, now imagine the same situation in another day. Suppose the next day you have brought again, let's say 3 rotis only, but your friend had changed and she has now brought Maggi. Alright, now in a second situation, can you compare these two? That means your rotis and her Maggi? No, right? But in the first situation, we could easily compare because you have brought 3 rotis and your friend has brought 4 rotis. Right? In mathematics, when you compare similar kind of things, then it is called a ratio. But in the second case, 3 rotis and 1 Maggi, ratio is not applicable because we are comparing different quantities. So essentially, what is ratio then? If I want to write the definition, is a comparison. It is a comparison of similar quantities. Comparison of similar quantities. Alright, that means let's say somebody has traveled 5 km and somebody has taken 2 hours to travel some distance. Can I compare these two, 5 km and 2 hour? No, right? Because kilometer is the unit of distance and hour is a unit of time. So you cannot compare distance and time. If you have to compare two quantities, they need to be of same kind. Okay, so this is what ratio is. Now let us learn few more basics. How do you write a ratio? We are going to write a ratio like this: A is to B. This is read as is to. A is to B. Alright, so how many terms I have written over here? 2, A and B. The first term is, obviously you can call it first term, but more proper term will be antecedent. Alright, this B is of course your second term, but more proper term is consequent. Alright, so if you write 2 is to 3, 2 is the first term, 3 is the second term. More properly, 2 is the antecedent and 3 is the consequent. Okay, now let us learn few more properties. We know that we have already discussed that ratio is a comparison of similar quantities, and we have learned what is consequent and what is antecedent. Now, next thing that you have to understand is that if I write ratio 2 is to 3 and on the other side suppose I am writing 3 is to 2, these two are not same. These two are different. Because in the first case it is 2, in the first case it is 3, in the second case here it is 3, in the second case here it is 2. So these two are not same. This is the first thing that you need to learn. That means if I generalize, A is to B is not same to B is to A. Okay. Now second thing that you need to learn is that ratio has no unit. Ratio has no unit. So you're going to write ratio like this: 3 is to 4. You're not going to write like this: 3 kilometer is to 4 kilometer. That doesn't make any sense because these two can be easily cancelled. Okay, So we are going to write 3:4. That means the ratio has no unit. This is very, very important. While solving questions, we are not going to write any unit. Okay. The last thing is, whenever you're going to write a ratio, you are going to try to write in the lowest form. For example, let's say I'm writing a ratio 4:, let's say 18. Okay, this is not in lowest form. What I'll do now, I'll bring it to lowest form. I'll cancel both the terms by 2. So I'll have 2:9. So always try to write in the lowest form. Okay, let us summarize what we have learned. What we have learned till now is a ratio is a comparison of similar quantities. Next, ratio has no unit. Next, ratio is written like this: A:/B. A is the consequent, A is the antecedent, B is the consequent. And next, ratios must be converted to its lowest form. Okay, so these are the basics of ratio. In the next class, we are going to learn how to convert decimal numbers to ratios.